All right, so we are back, and yes, I know it's September, and I'm getting a little ahead of myself with the holiday spirit, but we put up the fucking lights, okay? We did. It's already Halloween in my mind, and with my hairline receding as quickly as it is, I might as well just dress up as one of the Paul brothers. And speaking of the Paul brothers, it just so happens that we are covering the oldest of the two balding bouncing bros today, Logan Paul. He swung by True Jordy's loft to break down, it says for the first time, the Floyd Mayweather fight that he was just in a couple of months ago. I'm willing to bet that Logan himself is going to make this look like he did a lot more than he actually did on the night. And it might be hard for you guys to make that bet, I understand, but I got a place that makes it a lot easier and that you can bet on not only the Joshua fight, not only UFC 266, but a ton of things coming up. And that's the sponsor of today's video, MyBookie. That is right, guys. MyBookie.ag is the place to go if you're looking to bet on these big-time fights this weekend. Joshua Usyk, UFC 266, Nick Diaz, Robbie Lawler, the featherweight championship, Ortega and Volkanovski, all that. Plus, we are in the heart of football season. That's right, college football bets, NFL bets all season long. You want to go to one spot and one spot only. That's mybookie.ag. Use code WADE for up to $1,000 in deposit match bonuses. Again, guys, that is code WADE when you sign up at mybookie.ag. And lastly, please, guys, if you're of legal age and want to gamble, please do so responsibly. Thank you to MyBookie for sponsoring this video. And now, let's get into the breakdown. So, listen, the talking is done. Let's get into this thing. Logan Paul breaks down the Floyd Mayweather fight and apparently says KSI hits harder than one of the greatest boxers ever. And boy, oh boy, do I have some thoughts. The breakdown, let's go.
You look in amazing shape, bro.
Yeah, I really was, bro. My conditioning's fucking, it's good.
Well, I thought you really carried yourself so well into the later rounds, even though obviously early on.
If the fight went 10 to 12 rounds, I think I'd knock him out.
It took him less than 30 seconds to say some dumb shit. I think that Logan did a good job for what he was in there to do, but to say stuff like, if it went 12, I was going to knock him out. I mean, listen, it's the delusion of a fighter, right? Logan has to think that because, again, if you just think, okay, well, I'm shit, I'm terrible at this sport, why do it? And it's not like Logan's going to get less tired as we add 4 more rounds onto the 8 that had you suck and win halfway through. So yeah, he can think that, and technically, sure, there's a chance that he could have knocked Floyd out, but there's also a chance that he could have knocked Floyd out in rounds 1 to 8, and he didn't come close to doing that. So he can't be wrong in an opinion that we can't determine, but my opinion is he's out of his fucking mind.
So this first round, I wanted to gauge his reaction and see how quick he really was, whether it was me faking, which I realized very soon. I'm fast twitch as fuck, bro. I'm quick.
So here's the thing too, and I agree with Logan on this. He is fast twitch, and what he means by that is he is very quick to react. This is why he implements the low hands Logan style that we talk about. He's quick to react to things, especially when he's fresh. I think out of Jake and Logan, Logan is actually the faster of the two fighters. But this is where those statements he was making about his fatigue levels and how he is, you know, an endurance athlete and can do all these things, they start to clash a bit because fast twitch muscle fiber athletes are sprinters. They are the football players. They are the Conor McGregors, the guys that are explosive, fast, powerful. And Logan claims to have the best of both worlds here, where his cardio is ridiculous and he can go for 12 and he's getting more powerful and he's throwing more in the 12th. Something has to give there. You can be one, you can be the other, you can be a little of both, but you can't be fully both. It's just not how the human body works.
That little toe in his direction was enough to get him jumping.
Yep.
And he's
like, come on,
he's not even biting a little.
That reaction is, dude, look at how much I'm making him run away from me, right? That's the reaction. But in reality, nothing has been done yet, right? Nothing has happened. It doesn't maybe look great that Floyd is flying across the ring at just the feint of Logan Paul, but nothing's really followed it. So while right now it looks like, yeah, you know, Floyd has run away from Logan, he can just feint at him and Floyd's out of the way. But watch what happens when Logan tries to come forward on Floyd after those feints or in between those feints and he can't get to him, even being the taller guy. I wonder why that happens.
And I mean, credit to Floyd. He could probably do that all day because he is, you know, a legend and all of that. But just to even get that level of respect out of him should prove something.
This punch right there, when I dodged that punch and I saw him actually put some effort behind it, and I saw it and I dodged it, I went, holy shit, this guy, he's not the Floyd he used to be, 100%.
Well, yes, that would be correct. And I think part of what Logan's stating here is kind of what we all thought, right? To a certain degree, how much has the drop-off happened for Floyd, right? How much has he gotten worse in his older age? And what Logan's describing is kind of all of our mindsets. When we watched Logan do some of the things he was able to do to Floyd, we were like, damn, this isn't the same Floyd. And that was inherently going to be the case anyway, but it's hard to wrap your mind around before you actually see it. And that's, you know, as this fight went on, we started to see that more and more. This was not the same Floyd. And that's not excuses, right? Floyd took the fight. He's in there. He's doing it. But what Logan's saying is accurate.
Floyd Mayweather guaranteed that he was going to knock me out.
Yeah, and he couldn't.
You didn't even get fucking close, bro.
Yeah.
In fact, you got smacked up. Like I busted his eardrum. It's down low shit. No one knows about it, but my boy caught it. His doctor checking out his ear and admitted to his ear being busted.
All right, so Logan says he smacked up Floyd. I'm assuming off of the big right hand later on in the fight that Floyd's eardrum got busted. And I can't confirm nor deny that this actually happened. But the source that we have for this is Logan's boy, and the way that the source got this information was on the down low. Kind of like that scam that Logan's running with his NFTs, where he puts two photos together and creates a beautiful NFT of two completely different things that he got from Adobe stock photos. But see, the difference is my source, he came with the facts, so shout out CoffeeZilla. All I'm saying is guarantees, they don't mean a lot when it comes to the boxing ring or any combat sports. They're fun little predictions that we all grasp onto and say, hey, he said this. But at the end of the day, the statements, they don't really hold any weight, so who gives a fuck?
With the right there.
Okay, this is Logan, his barrage of pure insanity. A man possessed is what I would call this next sequence we're going to see. And I want to hear out what he actually thinks happened here. I'm going to hear him out.
Yeah, his head goes down immediately.
A little too far. It wasn't just a roll. It was a little bit of like.
I mean, Logan absolutely caught him with that right hand. I don't know how hurt Floyd was from it, but Logan caught him with a flush right hand right here.
Said, fuck it.
This is a flush right hand. Boom. Clips him.
Well, his head's near his fucking ankle when he.
He is. It is.
But he got hit with a good shot. So he went a little lower than he should have. I was like, I think I got him. And I heard Jake go, he's hurt. And I just unloaded the sloppiest barrage
there it is.
Boxing punches you'll ever see in your
That's fair, though. That's 100% fair. When Logan is in a situation he's never been in, and he's trying, in his mind, like he said, he thinks he is just hurt, one of the greatest ever, and he's trying to put him away. It's going to look like a deer on ice. I don't think I would have been the most composed in a sold-out arena trying to be like, okay, let's just get back to what we were doing, you know? Like, no, it's not going to look the best the first time you see that interaction or you're in that moment. I give him a pass on that.
People think boxers are superhuman and that sort of stuff, but not all boxers are born winners. Some of these guys are born to be journeymen, and they haven't got the mental capacity to get their heads around what it takes to get to the top of any industry. Because you guys have done that, I think that's the X factor of why you're able to do well in these kind of situations, because you know what it takes to win at different things.
At the highest levels, we've done it, dude. Success is a character trait.
Yeah,
and we have it.
Logan says success is a character trait. I think what he's trying to say, or at least what I'm gathering from Jordy, is that Logan and Jake have, I don't want to say a cheat code, but have achieved things outside of boxing that have, mentally at least, prepared them to come into the squared circle and deal with adversity to a certain degree, right? And that's the first time we had seen Logan really deal with adversity well. The first KSI fight, he didn't deal with adversity very well at all. And the second fight, he didn't even want to go to the place to confront adversity, so he just kind of sat back on the back foot and kind of let the fight happen to him, which is why he lost. My only bone of contention with this whole thing is that Logan has never won a fight, right? And I know that he's only been in 3, and one of those is Floyd Mayweather. I understand what they're saying and what Jordy's saying, especially like how he has been able to traverse boxing in some way because of his success outside, but to call success a character trait is not something that I agree with.
The angles that you like.
This is the shot right here. Nice jab. Bang. Right hand over the top. But even then, man, Logan has I mean, you would think anyway, based off his massive frame, he has so much more he can put behind that shot. Logan, and I know he has this ability, should have just slid back a tad bit more instead of coming into range to meet this shot, because he lands it, but he lands it even with the palm up and a bent elbow. If he just takes that tiny step back and sinks that thing down like a Genzu blade across Floyd's chin, who fucking knows what happens?
Fuck it. I'm going to hold him, I'm going to grab him, and I'm going to swing for the fences.
And that's got to be applauded, you know? You took a different attitude.
He fucking starched me there, bro. It was good to watch. Feeling it is nothing.
How, did that feel
nothing?
Pain?
Nothing.
No?
There was one face shot and one body shot that I was like,
okay.
What does that sound? Logan's reading the room to make sure no one else heard that shit.
You know what it is, right? I know there's a lot of chat about Tommy Fury fighting Jake Paul.
Yeah.
I think you do really well against Tommy Fury. I think he'd really struggle with you.
It's not a fucking fight. Yeah. I mean, look, I can talk my shit all I want. I don't really give a fuck anymore. Like,
I just don't think he'd hit you a lot.
I have been drinking for 45 days straight after the Floyd fight. I come back to Puerto Rico, and I'm like, I'll spar today. First time since Floyd. I sparred the kid Tommy fought. He didn't make it out of the first round.
Okay.
In sparring. With headgear on and 16-ounce gloves.
Yeah.
Tommy couldn't finish him in 4 rounds with 10 ounces. Get the fuck out of here. Bro, it's not even... there are levels to this shit, bro.
So this story that Logan's telling could 100% be true. Like, okay, sure, he stopped Anthony Taylor in sparring, and it's going to sound like I'm just downing Logan here, but that's not the case. Fighting math doesn't always add up. For example, here, Logan beat Anthony Taylor in sparring in 1 round, and Tommy couldn't finish him in 4, therefore Logan's going to smoke Tommy. Basing that as the reason he'd smoke Tommy is not necessarily the case. In fact, I think that fight is very competitive. I don't know who wins or loses. I'm just saying, Logan's talking about there's levels to this, but has never won a fight. I don't think this fight is as easy as he's trying to make it out to be.
Cranium density.
Who hits harder, KSI or Floyd Mayweather?
KSI for sure. For sure. Not even a competition, bro. He clean shots. I was like, yeah, cool. Like, cool. Good job. KSI, I'm like, yo, keep my fucking face away from those hands.
You were definitely.
All right, so Logan unequivocally, just as a matter of factly says, there's no doubt about it, KSI hits far harder than Floyd Mayweather. And a lot of people are going to look at that and go, what the fuck are you talking about? But, just hang on a second because, and I can't believe I'm going to say this, Logan's right. KSI is bigger, so he is naturally going to be able to produce more power if a shot is thrown correctly. Watch the hooks that he threw on Bradley Martin and his ability to turn over shots and really stick on the inside of a body shot like that. Not that he's going to throw more power than professionals his size and professionals Logan's size, because no, those guys have the combination of that size with the trained ability to throw and snap punches at the correct moment and clinch that fist just on impact and extend that shot all the way through. But the 40+ pounds advantage and the ability to use that in a forward motion against a guy that, again, Floyd at 45 years old is not going to be able to have necessarily anymore is one reason. Another is because of that age. Floyd is 45, not in his fighting prime anymore. And just as your age increases and your speed decreases and your metabolism decreases and your power decreases, those things are going to happen when you are out of your prime, not to mention when you're in fucking retirement. Floyd's hands have shattered more times than my hopes and dreams. The man has brittle ass hands, and because of it, it is not allowing him to throw the same power that, again, he would have in those pretty boy days, which again led to his hands breaking. The power he could generate back then, it wasn't on par with the amount of power and force his hands could absorb as he threw them forward. So Logan is right here. I'm sorry. I have to agree with him.
It was really cool to see Floyd work the body as much as he did, because as a newer fighters don't often focus on body work. You know, it was really cool to see an expert in the cut doing it to me.
Logan is highlighting something that I have been so damn frustrated with YouTube boxing for so long, and it's why I froth at the mouth when we see guys like Faye Sensei call a liver shot and bang the left hand to the liver, because it is so rarely utilized. Gibb does it to a certain degree, but even just new guys in general, I say it because the YouTube boxing scene is kind of where we're at. You don't really see, like Logan said, a lot of new guys go to the body, and it's because we all love to headhunt. It's the first thing you look at when you see these massive knockouts and compilations. They might not be the flashiest things to begin with, but they do yield those massive rewards later on in the fight, and I think it's something that YouTube boxing needs more. Body shots.
Thought about another fight. I know you're partying right now, so.
Question, Jordy. Ooh, Jordy got the inside scoops.
I know who my next opponent is.
Okay. Is he a fighter or an influencer?
Fighter.
It can't be Tommy Fury because he's already talked about Tommy. It can't be, maybe it's Anderson Silva.
Okay. Are you allowed to say?
No.
Can I ask who?
He kept going. I like it, man. He is saying he's fighting a fighter next, but I would be curious as to see if it's another exhibition. Will it be against a smaller guy? Maybe even a Manny Pacquiao, who Logan was in his camp as he was preparing for his last fight. So that's something, again, that would mirror a fight with Floyd Mayweather, another retired guy or a guy that's probably going to retire soon. I would say keep an eye on that because I think I might have just discovered something here.
Hey, well done, bro.
Let's go.
Hey, you did well. I hope you're proud of that.
Yeah, of course I'm proud of it.
All right, so there you have it. Like, yes, Logan should be proud of that. I would be proud of it. You guys would be fucking proud of it. It was surprising that Logan was able to do some of the things he did, and that's what should be applauded. That's something that we should look at and say, yeah, dude, you got to give it up. All right, so there it is. That's what I think, man. I agree with Logan in some instances. I think he's completely off base in others. But the big question we had coming in is what Logan said about punching power. Is KSI more powerful, and does he hit harder than Floyd Mayweather? And I'm going to say it again. I got to agree with Logan. Does. So while we answered some questions here, we still have some as we leave off, and that is, who is Logan fighting next? When will he be fighting? And when the fuck am I going to get my egg hatching NFT from Logan and the Scam Boys? I don't know who I got to talk to, but give me one of those T-Rexes with dog feet, pterodactyl wings, and a shark fin on its back. I want the works. If I'm going to get scammed, at least do it right. I don't have those answers, but as we enter the last parts of 2021 and as my crypto wallet continues to plummet, I guess we'll find out.